Worth your watch. Chainsaw Man the movie. Reze arc. Well, if you're a fan of Chainsaw Man and you watch the anime and you were like, wow, this is high quality animation. Well, this looks great. The music's great in that in the show. Whoa, I mean, damn, I hope the movie's like this. The movie is smooth. The movie speaks to your eyes, your ears, and to your heart. But in all seriousness, I just watched it just earlier, and my local cinema was saving all the good showings for fantastic art pieces like Tron Ares and I don't know what stuff. Okay, there's Bruce Springsteen as well, but you know what? I love Jeremy Allen White, so that gets a pass. But yeah, the screenings weren't too great at my local cinema. The only one that's in a big screen was in 3D, so I watched it in 3D today, and I was like, oh man, I hope the 3D doesn't suck. And you know what? It was actually, I think it was pretty good. It added to the movie. I think it made it quite a bit more immersive. Like some elements sometimes would pop out, um, like for example, if there's an explosion and then there's smoke, I think the smoke was a bit more, out towards you. You're like, whoa, I'm in this smoke, I'm in this trouble. What the heck is going on, guys? They just blew up my house. Um, and other elements like less spoilers. There's a bomb devil. So let's say this bomb devil. Yeah, I don't know who it is. I think you might have to watch the movie and tell me. But let's say she's blowing stuff up and she's like gonna punch, I guess, and the fist is kind of popping out. So the 3D kind of, some other people would disagree, but I think it was pretty good. Anyways, the animation is so great. It's been a while since, a few years since the show was airing, so I do remember it looking good. But I came into watching this film and I was like, wow, this does look so good, especially with some shows coming out these days that aren't getting this much passion and budget put into them. PNG Punch Man. But I digress. Yeah, in terms of visuals, it's so smooth, so many great impact frames. The character designs stay perfect, like the show did a few years ago. Like it on point with the manga, but a bit more polished out. Because if you read the manga, Fujimoto's out there was he's posting it weekly is a bit rough, but and it looks so great in the show. The colors, in terms of voice acting, in the subtitles, with the Japanese, they did replace the Denji voice actor compared to the anime before, because I think there's some backlash in Japan with him for some reason. But he sounds great. Reze's voice actor is so great as well. Sounds like I don't know how you would assume she would. And then the others returned. Still a great job with Aki and Power and Makima. Yeah, the pacing of the film, it's paced quite well. I think it's just under 2 hours. And this is a whole. It's not the longest arc. They adapted it. That's why they turned it into a film. It's not the longest arc. It's a pretty short arc, and it fit perfectly into the film format. It jumped right into things and it didn't stall anything. It just okay on to the next scene that actually has some importance. No yapping that takes up too much time for world building, character building. So it's paced very well. In terms of music, oh, don't get me started. Kenshi Yonezu is back with another banger. That opening sequence and then the ending credits, beautiful, beautiful. This I don't think. How should I say this? The opening sequence, it's not gonna hype you up as much as Kickback, but it does set a vibe for the film. Anyways, very energetic, very chaotic, wonderful. Oh, and oh yeah, the opening sequence, some amazing colors and stuff with visuals popping everywhere. It is great. It is lovely. But yeah, and the music throughout the film as well. The soundtrack is great. I think at one point they replayed one of the endings from the show because if you remember, the show had a different ending theme for each episode. It replayed one of them. And I was like, oh, I recognize this song. Okay, that was nice to see. I'm pretty sure they didn't play any other one. So I was like, okay, I guess. But yeah, characters are great. Angel Devil, fantastic. Reze, bombastic. Uh, and overall, I think this film is worth your watch. Even if you read it, I read it like right after the anime. I read the whole manga, and the film still blew me away. I knew what's gonna happen, but that actually made it even better because I was like, "Oh, this is coming up. Is this thing gonna be done well?" And you know what? Blew me out of the water. Oh yeah, my boy Beam. I love Beam so much. Played by the Okarun voice actor. I was like, "What is Okarun doing here, man?" It's a bit different. Well, yeah, this film is definitely worth your watch. And if you watch it, let me know what you think. That's it. Have a good one.